In a previous video, I showed how to use the plugin Air Keyboard Shortcut to add in a nice popover search box like this to be able to search through my contacts. But what if I wanted to just use my arrow keys to go up and down? So maybe if I hit the down key, it goes to Tony Stark, and then hit down again, it goes to Peggy Carter, and so on. And then have an action to enact on the row in my repeating group that is selected. So let's set that up. Here is my bubble editor, and I'm going to begin by looking in my repeating group. And I've already got all of my elements contained in a group, and I'm going to use that to style the row, whether it is selected or not selected. So this is a prime example of where an option set will come in useful. So I will just put an option set up here. I'm just going to change this to list of users so that it's more clear. And let's create an option set. And I'll say selected row, and it's going to be a number. And so the default will be 0. And then I can go into my group here, so the first child of my repeating group, and I can go condition when list of users selected row is current sales index. So that refers to this index. Then this is, you just have to work out on the platform you're using, because in web development some indexes start with 0, Bubble it starts with 1. So this is row 1, row 2, row 3, and so on. So when the custom states row is current sales index, I'm going to change the background. So you see, notice here it doesn't give me background color. That's because I haven't set a background color. So I'm going to set a background color here of default white. And now if I go back to the conditional here, I can set color, and I'll just change it to a light gray. See if that's a noticeable difference. Yes, that will be. What have I got in here? Why is that an error? Oh, from a different tutorial for a QR code generator. Let's remove that. So I want to enact an action if my user hits the down key. So in my plugins, I've got Air Keyboard Shortcut. So I need to add an element of Air Keyboard Shortcut for every key that could possibly press that I want to enact a workflow on. And so I'm going to call this one down. And then in my workflows, I'm going to say when Air Keyboard Shortcut is triggered, I have to choose one. My shortcut A, Air Keyboard Shortcuts A, is for my search box popover. So I need to make this one B. As you can see, that's the one that I've just dragged in. There's my A. My command K is in there. There's my B, which is my down. And I want to add one to my custom state. So set state of list of users, selected row. And so then with custom states, unlike when I'm modifying a value in a database, I have to refer to itself and then the action. So I can go list of users, selected row, plus 1. Okay. Then let's just assume that works. I'm going to be bold. Let's copy and paste that. So now I have C, and C is going to be up. And I can duplicate this. So when C is clicked, I'm going to say minus 1. Okay, right, let's test this. So no row is selected. If I press down, you see it goes down. Now you also notice that, and there we go, up, and it goes up. That's working. Now you will have noticed that the window moves, and that's because when you're running with the debugger, Bubble includes, this few, how big is this? Like 60, 70 extra pixels on the bottom. But if I get rid of the debugger, you can see that as long as my page is not too big and too high, then it works perfectly. So let's say I went down to Natasha Romanoff and I wanted to hit a key combination, or maybe enter, we'll try that, to view her profile. So we need to have another instance. This time it's D. And I'm going to try enter. Now, the reason I'm a little bit apprehensive about enter is that in some instances, you're competing with what the browser thinks is the default action. And so obviously a key combination, well, not a key combination, but something like enter is quite commonly used in forms, etc. So I'm gonna try enter. And so this time, when shortcut D is selected, then I'm going to go for a navigate, go to page, and let me just check. I've got contact to page set up here. So my page here is of type contact, and all the entries in my database here are also of type contact. So that then means that I can, on D, go to page, destination, contacts to. Okay, and I have to send some data. And now, how do I retrieve that data? Because all I'm doing at the moment is storing in a custom state a number value. So I can refer to the repeating group. Let me get the right one here. I've got a couple of repeating groups there. Just call that one master, because that's the one I'm using. So I can go repeating group, master, list of contacts, item number, and now I can refer to my list of users, selected row, because that's a number. And so that if the so Natasha Romanoff is row 3, and my custom state is holding the value of 3 when this row is selected. So let's test it. Go down to Natasha Romanoff, hit enter, and Bubble enacts a workflow and takes me across. Now, just so that stands out even more clearly, I haven't got my database fields here set up. So this is of type contact, of page contact, and so then I can, where's my text gone? There we go. Of type contact, name, parent, contact, last name. Just to prove that it's worked. There we go. We've got Natasha Romanoff. Let's test it with one other. So this list of my users. We'll go to preview. And let's go down to Bruce Banner. Hit enter. And there we go. We're taken through to Bruce Banner. So there we have it. That is quite a cool way of using keyboard shortcuts in your app. I think it's certainly something that you can do that will kind of up the professionalism of your app. If you think of like the huge services that people use, like Gmail and kind of other business applications, there's so many keyboard shortcuts going on, and it'll be a good way to set your Bubble app aside from the rest. And make it even more professional by adding in keyboard shortcuts, keyboard navigation, as it's becoming increasingly popular with SaaS apps.